In this video, we're going to take a look at vectors, and we are going to see how we can apply the method of converting into component form, combining to find resultants of all vectors to find the correct answer for this what seems to be a very complex magnetism problem using milliteslas, which is obviously a vector quantity, but one you're not familiar with deliberately. So let's see how this works out. Vectors, right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this one because this is easy. There's only one component, it's an x component, so I can confidently write down the component form for this without even breaking into any trigonometry. So let's do that first, and that's going to be, just looking at it, the x, it's all about the x here, it's 150 milliteslas. I'm leaving out the units for clarity, and 0 here because there's no up and down component. Okay, so next up we need to look at this. This polar component is basically, I'm going to extend it a bit because I don't want you to confuse. We need two values. We need this length here and we need this length here, and that is your x and y respectively. I've deliberately drawn it further out because it's not to scale, and that line doesn't line up with this. So in other words, this bottom line isn't 150 milliteslas necessarily, and you can't read it that way. So it would be wrong to put a right angle triangle right at the end of here because it would be misleading, just for example. So here we go. We're going to put the brackets in ready in anticipation. I'm going to write the expression by the actual triangle so you can see where it came from. It's quite good practice in the exam too. I'm going to go for a slightly darker colour because it's a little bit wishy-washy. And this is 200, comes from here. Sine of the angle, which is 27. Degrees, not radians, obviously. And then this side, it isn't 150, it's actually going to be the full triangle, which we're going to work out, and that comes out at 200 times the cosine of 27 degrees. Now, quickly work those out. Here's one I prepared earlier, and what we end up with is 178 on the x and 91 on the y. So so I've managed to get the x's and y's, the x's on the top, the y's on the bottom. We're going to see what happens when we add them. We're obviously going to just add the x's to the x's and the y's to the y's, and that gives us a grand total of it. And it's very important at this point that you actually look at the directions. Now let's have a quick look at that. Have we got our polarity, our positive and negative, correct for each one of the terms? Now, looking at the 200 milliteslas, it's going up and to the right. Therefore, they are both going to be positive, and the 150 is going to the right. So therefore, we are good. But you need to check this every time because every single example is different. So just bear that in mind. So adding across gives us that. Now that is the correct answer, that is the resultant, but the way they're going to want it is they're going to want you to use Pythagoras to work out what that triangle is. I'm just going to quickly draw that triangle now, okay? So on the x direction we've got 328, and on the y direction we've got 91. So let's put that in, 3, 2, 8, 91. So all we have to do is, well, there are many ways, I'm sure you can find a way of doing it, but using Pythagoras, we end up with 340 milliteslas going that way. Let's put an arrow on there. And the angle, the way I did it was just to use the tangent. So if you go to the tangent of theta equals 91 over 328. Inverse tangent of that ratio leads to 15 degrees, and it's rounded, but it's close enough. Okay, that's it. That's how you find a very complex magnetic fields problem using your very basic vectors.